back, everybody. This is 100 Visions Guy. Today I'd like to talk to you about the do-while loop. I really like the do-while loop. Now, when I first started programming in Python, I was really bummed out that they didn't have one. Because every now and then I would do a loop, and I just thought, I want to make sure I loop for sure once. And then only at the end decide, or even let the user, for example, decide whether they wanted to do it again. And so there were times where I felt like if I'm doing a while loop, I felt like I had to ask a question to get into the while loop. But then I had to ask the question a second time while I was in the while loop, and that just seemed kind of redundant. So I really like this do while loop. So now that I'm doing Java, I want to show you how I do the do while loop. And as an added bonus, I'm going to throw in a special swing component, which is the show option dialog, which is going to present some buttons and allow you to click a button. It makes it a lot harder for the user to mess this particular one up. There's not an option to cancel. We don't want to have them cancel. And it's going to be, you click one button or the other, and that's what's going to determine it. You don't have to worry about a user typing something and getting that information wrong. So that's what we're going to do. So in order to do while loop, we're going to set a little something up for the do while loop. See, I already have it in my comment. I'm ready to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a list of options buttons. Okay, and we're going to create an array. So we're going to use object. It's an array of objects, and they are options. And this is just the way it is set up for doing Java and using the JOption pane. And so on the first option, we're going to ask them if they want to repeat again at the end. So we'll say like, sure, why not? And then the other option is going to be, no, thanks, I'm done. And that is our list of options. We only need 2. And so now we have it set up. Enter the do while loop. Okay, so that is so easy. It's do my curly bracket. And so whatever I put in here, it's going to repeat. And I'm going to do it while. Now in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a list of options. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is we'll call it user choice, and it needs to be an integer. You'll see why when I create my option, my little option dialog. And we'll put user choice is what we'll call it, because that's what the user is going to choose. And we're going to set user choice to, now I can set it at 0, and that's the same as sure, let's repeat, or why not. That'll be this first option here. So this is going to represent the array in our options. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So user choice is going to be either 0 for sure, why not, or it's going to be 1 for no thanks, I'm done. Okay, and we'll put period there. Okay, so we're going to do some stuff. Do some stuff, some loopy stuff, right? Then we're going to check to see if user wants to repeat. So a perfect example of why, how we might want to set up a do while loop. So we need to get the user to choose one of our options. So we're going to use the JOption pane.show, and it's option dialog. Be careful, option dialog. First thing is parent component, that is null. In other words, we're not sticking it inside of anything else. And the message is going to be, we don't have our message, so we'll just put on here, would you like to do it again? Like so. And then our title here would be, I'll say, to repeat or not repeat. That is the title. Option type, message type, icon. Let's see what they ask. Okay, so we'll do the option type to begin with. That is JOption pane dot. And on the first one, we're going to say the yes, no option. Okay. And then for the message type, it's another JOption pane dot. And this one is going to be the question message. Now on the icon, I believe that's also another J option pane, and that would be message icon, or be, oh, maybe not. Maybe I already did that. I'm just going to put null. I think it's null is what we want to do. And then our options, we already created the variable. We called it options. Wasn't that very convenient? I knew what I was going to do there. By the way, this comes straight off of the Oracle website. So it's not like, you know, I came up with this totally on my own. I didn't. I got it from their site. So we're going to say option 0. Okay, so what this is about, options is going to be, it's going to have each one of these strings is going to be one of our buttons. And so since I gave 2 on here, there will be 2 options on our options. And then this one is which one is the default value, and that's going to be the first one. So by default, we're going to repeat. So if the user just hits enter, then it will repeat. So we're going to do all that stuff. Now, that's the last thing we do in our while loop, right? But we still need to check it. So when are we doing this? We're doing this while the user choice is equal to 0. Okay. So as long as user keeps choosing 0, we're good to go. So we can run it. Would you like to do it again? Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Let's keep doing it. No thanks. As soon as I hit no thanks, it's done. Now we can do it this way, or we can also do it, for example, when it's not equal to 1. So let's say you're going to maybe give several different options, and this is just one of them. You might want to run it that way. And so we run it, and so we say, sure, why not? And we say, no thanks, and we're done. Okay. So remember, now let's just run it one last time, and I just want to point out that this first button, sure why not, is the first of our options. That is the default value 0. We know it's default because, see, there's a little line around it. Now if I hit tab, there's a little line around the no thanks, I'm done. So just understand, tab lets you go back and forth between it. Hit enter, I hit tab, I hit enter. I want to hit tab, no thanks. Interesting. Apparently I had to actually click it. But once I click it, we're done, we're out. And there's our do while loop. And so we sort of set all this stuff up in here. Now, by the way, I didn't need to declare it here. I could have set it here because we're going to, I could have declared the variable here because we're going to set it in here anyway. So let's just make sure that that's still going to work. And it still does. Okay. So anyways, there you have it, the do while loop and the show option dialog all wrapped into one. Thank you very much. Good luck with your programming endeavors.